Hello, welcome back. And well, I'm guessing you've done the quiz now, so let's get straight into the answers. So for round one, question one, which was in the London 2012 Olympics, which three British athletes won gold medals in the space of an hour? The answer was Mo Farah, Jessica Ennis, and Greg Rutherford. So question two now, which was who was the Premier League's all-time top goal scorer? And the answer for this question is Alan Shearer. So question three, which was who holds the record for the most Grand Slams in tennis history? But this is Roger Federer for the most Grand Slam wins in tennis history. So for question four, which was who was the youngest ever golfer to win the Masters? The answer is Tiger Woods. So question number five, which was who is the first ever female jockey to ride in the Grand National? And the answer to that was Charlotte Brew in 1977. On to number six, which was what cricket player holds the record for international centuries? And the answer to this question was Sachin Tendulkar. So question number seven, which was what player famously got sent off in the 2006 World Cup final? And the answer to this was, of course, Zinedine Zidane with that famous headbutt. So number eight, which was who holds the record for the most F1 Grand Prix titles? And the answer to question 8, with a total of 7 F1 Grand Prix titles, is Michael Schumacher. So question number 9, which was who is the most decorated Olympian? Which is the swimmer Michael Phelps, with a total of 23 gold medals. And the answer to question 10 was Beth Tweddle. And that takes us into this round. On to the answers for the next one. So on to the second round of answers for the history of sport category. So the first question, which was what was the oldest recognised sport in the world? The answer for this question is wrestling. So for the second question, what is the oldest football club in the world? So the oldest club in the world is Sheffield FC. Not any of the other Sheffields, just Sheffield FC. So the third question, which was what team sport was involved in the Olympics between 1900 and 1920 and did not involve a ball? The answer is tug of war. Question 4, what were the first rugby balls made of? And the answer is pig's bladder. So question 5, the first ever Olympics was held in 776 BCE, but what was the only event that took place? It was in fact a foot race. So running, anything along that kind of lines can be accepted. So for the next question, reportedly, question 6, reportedly in what year was the first tennis racket made? The year was 1874. Now, because it's quite a tough one, you can allow yourself some kind of leeway with this question. So for question 7, who is accredited with the invention of the game basketball? The answer is James Naismith. So for question 8 of this round, what is considered as the oldest ball sport in the world? The answer is bowling, in fact. So for question 9, who ran the first 3-minute mile? That's under 4 minutes. The answer is Roger Bannister. And for the final question of this round, which was this year, the Tokyo Summer Olympics has been cancelled. What 3 other years has it been cancelled? The answer was 1916, 1940 and 1944, all within the First and Second World Wars. So on to our Geography of Sport round, which brings us to our first question, which was which country has won the World Cup the most times? And the answer for this question was, of course, Brazil. So question 2, in what city can the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium be found? And the answer is Madrid, home to the football team Real Madrid. Question 3, which country is accredited with the invention of the modern game of golf? And it is in fact Scotland. So question 4, which was there have been 3 cities that have held the Summer Olympics below the equator. Can you name 2 of them? So 3 cities were Melbourne, Sydney and Rio. So question number 5, which was which 6 nations compete in the Six Nations rugby competition? So the answer to question 5, bit of a mouthful, is England, Italy, Wales, France, Ireland and Scotland. So question 6, what is the finishing point of the Tour de France? And that was the Champs-Élysées. Question 7, what is the national sport of Wales? And the answer is rugby. Question number 8, in what country can the F1 circuit Spa-Francorchamps be found? So the answer for this one is Belgium. Question number 9, there have been 8 managers who have won the Premier League, but how many nationalities have won the Premier League? So from those 8 managers, there have been 5 different nationalities. So question 10, which country holds the all-time record for the most amount of gold medals? And it was the USA. So on to the final round of answers. So question 1 was, on a dartboard, what is the number between 1 and 4? And the answer was 18. So for question number 2, which was in 2010 at Wimbledon, John Isner and Nicholas Mahut playing the longest ever recorded tennis match. What was the score in the final set? The score was 70-68. So question number 3, which was in a game of golf, what score would you receive if you potted an albatross? So the answer was -3 or 3 below par, whatever tickles your fancy. So question number 4, which was in ice hockey, how many players are allowed on the ice for each team at one time? And the answer for this one was 6. So question number 5, which was Wembley has the highest capacity of any stadium in the UK. What has the second highest capacity? And the answer for this one was Twickenham. So on to the second half of the final round for the answers of this quiz. So question 6, which was, what is the world record for the longest ever javelin throw? So the answer to this question was 98.4 metres. Now you can allow yourself a little bit of a leeway, maybe a 1 or 2 metres out. So question 7, which was, what is Floyd Mayweather's boxing record? The answer to this one was 50-0-0. You could decide whether you, by yourself, if you're going to allow just 50-0. But the actual stat is 50-0-0. So question number 8, which was, what is the perfect score in a game of snooker? The answer to this is a 147. So question number 9, the penultimate question of the quiz, which was, what 5 colours are on an archery target? And the answers are white, black, blue, red, gold. So question 10, the final question of the quiz, and that is, in cricket, what does the term LBW stand for? And the answer to the final question is leg before wicket. So I hope you have enjoyed this quiz. Leave what you got in the comments down below. Don't forget to give us a like, and I'll see you soon.